thank you all so much for watching. I feel like it's been ages since I've actually done any filming. I think the last one was my Kylie Jenner lip tutorial, but since then there's been so much going on. So after I filmed my last tutorial, I went on holiday for 2 weeks to San Francisco and Vegas, which was just incredible. And then literally the day after I moved house, and it's just been absolute madness. But now I'm all moved in, I still have so much unpacking to do, but I can get that done slowly and I can finally get back to filming. So if you guys have seen on my Instagram or Facebook, while I was in the States, I went to Sephora, obviously, because Sephora is probably my favorite shop ever. I could literally spend hours in that shop. So I bought so much stuff and I wanted to show you guys exactly what I got. All the things I'm going to show you, I actually have on my face right now. So one of the first things I got was the Benefit Professional Primer, and this is supposed to reduce fine lines and minimize pores, and I've heard about this primer for ages because it's actually really, really popular, but I'd never bought it. So I picked up one from Sephora and I used it today mainly underneath my eyes here, and also I put it on top of my eyes as well, just because it acts like an eyeshadow primer. When you're putting it on, it's also really, really lightweight, so it doesn't feel too cakey or heavy or anything underneath your eyes. So it's really, really great for getting rid of those lines. Now, since I've put it on, I've noticed that I don't get the fine lines underneath my eyes that I used to get when I smile. So this is very, very good. Now, in terms of foundations, there was so many that I wanted to buy. There was Urban Decay, there was Dior, there was Tarte. By the way, I'm obsessed with Tarte, and you'll see why in a minute. But there was one foundation I've been wanting for ages, and it's the Dior Skin Star foundation. Ever since it came out, I've been wanting it. So I picked up one of those from Sephora and I have it on today. And in terms of coverage, it's actually a really, really full coverage foundation. And again, it doesn't feel too heavy, but it's buildable. So you can make it as heavy or as medium coverage as you like. And it feels really, really light on my skin, and it also covers any of my marks or scars or anything that I've got on my face. Now, it was quite expensive, so this probably will not be an everyday foundation. It's more going to be a special occasion foundation. Now, in terms of buying this in England, you can get it in Debenhams or House of Fraser or Selfridges or even Boots, anywhere that sells Dior makeup. And I will also put the link below to where you can get all of these products. So while I'm on about base products, I'm going to tell you about 2 concealers that I picked up, and they're both Tarte, because I'm kind of obsessed with Tarte at the moment, but their products, especially their face products, they're amazing. So I got these 2, and they're both concealers. This one is a really sort of like heavyweight non-crease concealer, and this is more like a concealer stick. And I put both of them on my face today. So I put this one on this side, and I put this one on this side. Now I'll talk about this one first, just because this one is really thick. So this is really heavy duty concealer, and you only really need the tiny weeniest little bit just to put it, and I put it mainly underneath my eyes just for when I do my highlighting. So you really only need the tiny weeniest little bit, and then you need to blend it out. And it says that it is creaseless, so if you get fine lines underneath your eyes, this is definitely a good product to have. And I have put it underneath my eyes, and you can see it has definitely minimized my creases. Now, the shade I got for this one was medium sand, but they have so many different shades. So if you want it mainly for highlighting, you can always get lighter shades as well, but I do really, really like this. Like I said, it's really thick, so you only need the smallest amount. So even though the tube looks quite small, it'll probably last you a really, really long time. And this one is more like a concealer stick, but again, it's got amazing coverage. And I also used it to highlight underneath my eyes, but I did it on this eye instead, just so you can see both together. But it is really, really good. And even if you don't want it just for highlighting, you can use it to conceal marks over your face as well. And I think it says it is waterproof as well. So waterproof 12-hour concealer. So again, this is pretty heavy duty. But if you want something that's definitely going to cover your marks and stay all day, then I would definitely recommend Tarte. There was one thing that I saw on the first day I went to Sephora, and I didn't buy it. And then every single time I went back to Sephora after that, I kept going back to it, just thinking, just looking at it and thinking, oh, I really want this, I really want this. Never bought it. And then on the last day, I was literally about to get on the plane, and I went to Sephora about 3 hours before I left, and I just bought it. And it's this thing. This is just the funkiest brush. I can't even express to you how it feels, but it's like I'm rubbing feathers on my hand. It is unbelievably soft, and this is the Tarte Cosmetics buffing brush, and you can use this to put on your foundation, or you can use it to put on your concealer, like buff your concealer in underneath your eyes. You can even use it with powder, but it is basically a multi-purpose brush, but I cannot explain to you how amazing these bristles feel. It's just the softest buffing brush I've ever felt. Like I said, it's perfect for buffing in your foundation because then you get that really soft airbrushed finish. You don't get streaks, especially if you move it in circular motions around your face. That's the best way to get the airbrush effect. And it's also perfect for underneath your eyes. If you can see, it comes in a bit of a square shape, which means it's really good for getting straight underneath your eyes like that. So yeah, I definitely had to pick this up. This was, I think this was like $32, which is quite on the expensive side. So this was the only brush that I actually bought from Sephora on this trip to the States. But this brush is like heaven on your face, basically. So I definitely recommend these just because they're so soft, and I'm also obsessed with brushes, but this one's so soft. So yeah, definitely get one of these. Now then, in terms of eyes, there were so many eyeshadow palettes that I wanted to buy. There were all the Urban Decay, all the Naked palettes, and then I found Too Faced, and they have a chocolate bar palette, but recently there's a new one that's come out, and it's called the Semi-Sweet Chocolate Bar, which is this one, and it looks like a chocolate bar, and I'm not kidding. It actually smells like chocolate. How amazing is that? There are so many colors in this palette that today I did my eyes using just this palette, and you can go for any kind of look that you want depending on what you're going for. So you can go really heavy and smoky, or you can go really light and neutral, and there's also some really nice colors in there. So the colors that I mainly used on my eyes today are this one, which is Pudding, and I use that mainly along the base of my eyelid, and I used Hot Fudge here to do a slight smokiness in the corner of my eye, and then to make it really smoky I used this color here, Licorice, which is basically a really dark black, and I put that towards the outer corners of my eye. Now when I saw this palette, I really liked this color, Blueberry Swirl. I absolutely loved it, and I've put a tiny bit on my eyes today, and I've put it mainly underneath here just to give it a really like slightly darky blue smoky effect. But basically this palette has all the colors that you could ever need. If you want to go soft and neutral with some light browns, then this is perfect because it has loads of different colors, so you can go light or smoky. So I absolutely love this palette, and it really smells of chocolate. So nice. But yeah, I love this, so I'm really glad that I got this one. The eyeshadows in here are also really pigmented, so again, you only need the smallest bit to get the color on your eye. And I also recommend, before you apply eyeshadow, always use a primer. So like I said, I use this Benefit Professional, but sometimes I also use the Urban Decay eyeshadow primer. But that's the best way to get the colors onto your eyes. So yes, absolutely love this palette, so I'm pretty sure I'll be doing way more tutorials using this palette. So in my last video, when I did my Kylie Jenner lips, I used the Too Faced Better Than Sex mascara, and I was telling you guys how amazing it is and how I was gonna get like 3 or 4 more of these when I went to America, and that's exactly what I did. So yeah, definitely had to get one of the Too Faced Better Than Sex mascaras. So this is what it looks like, and it is basically my new favorite mascara. So if you're looking for a really soft wand with lots and lots of volume, then definitely get the Too Faced Better Than Sex mascara. Now one of the last things I used on my face is the Urban Decay Makeup Setting Spray. Now I don't really use setting sprays just because I don't want my face to look too shiny or too sticky, but this one is really good. You literally just need a few sprays on your face and you can't even feel it. So this one's really lightweight, and it says it's oil free as well, so it definitely will make your face look shiny. So one of the last things I got from Sephora, which I'm wearing on my lips at the moment, is this Sephora lipstick, which is this one. Now you guys know I'm absolutely obsessed with nude lipsticks, so I obviously had to get one. And normally I wear matte lipsticks, but this one is quite glossy, but I really like it, and it is in the shade Honeymoon. And I'll put the link below to this as well. So there we go guys, these are some of my favorite products, and if I showed you everything I bought, I'd probably be here for about 3 hours talking about everything. And if you're thinking about maybe getting any of the products in this video, then I definitely recommend them because I absolutely love them. So thank you all so much for watching, and I'll see you all in my next video.